Here is your book talk for this month with some exciting new books to look at in the library and add to your reading list. The first one we're sharing today is Restart by Gordon Korman, a favorite author in terms of funny books. A lot of his show up in our humor section. This one happens to be in realistic fiction, as do a few of his other books. So if you enjoy a lot of his books, you could look either in humor or in realistic. This one is about a kid named Chase who manages to find himself up on his roof at one point, and you'd have to read the book to find out why that is. And Chase doesn't remember the moment when he falls off the roof. He also doesn't remember hitting his head. In fact, he doesn't remember anything. Not his name, not his family members, his friends at school, nothing. When he wakes up in the hospital, he has to be told all of that and learn his whole life all over again. He learns that he is Chase. He learns that he's got this family. He learns that some kids at school treat him like a hero, but other kids seem to be afraid of him. Chase is relearning everything. What if you had this happen to you? You woke up in the hospital to discover that everything was brand new to you because you had forgotten everything about your life beforehand. And maybe, just maybe, you decided you weren't quite sure you wanted to be the person that you had been before. This is that book by Gordon Korman. Chase has to decide, is he going to be the person that everybody tells him he was? You've got to read Restart by Gordon Korman and find out exactly what Chase decides to do about that. Our second one in Sports by Kwame Alexander, fantastic author, of course, author of great basketball books. This one happens to be a soccer story, though, and it is booked. It is written as Kwame's books are in verse, written as poems. The whole novel is written that way, and this is a story about a kid who is 12 years old and wrestling with all kinds of different issues, like really any of us do in life. He's got some problems going on at home. He is standing up to a bully at school. He's even trying to impress the girl of his dreams. Throughout the story, of course, there's tons of soccer action because soccer takes center stage in the book, just as basketball did in the crossover. And, Kwame's books are often, centered around tough issues as well as just really realistic stuff. The characters come off the pages feeling like, they could be people that you know as well. Try out Booked if you have already read some of Kwame's other stories, and even if you haven't, you're going to absolutely love this one in the sports section. 11 Birthdays by Wendy Mass is in our fantasy section, and this is the first in a series, although you could read it by itself. Imagine waking up on your 11th birthday and maybe not being super excited for the birthday. In fact, maybe being kind of ready for the birthday to just be over. Amanda and Leo have always been best friends, and they share a birthday. They were born in the same hospital on the same day, and they've been best friends their whole lives until this 11th birthday. Something happened between the two of them that has led them to no longer get along, and you'll have to read the book to find out how exactly they had this falling out. Amanda is really just ready to get this birthday over with because she's always looked forward to it. The two of them have always shared birthday parties, and this one's just not the same without Leo in her life. Well, Amanda wakes up, she has the birthday party, she opens the presents, she has the cake, and she's so relieved to just go to bed and finish out the day, to finally kind of just say, okay, I'm past it, and now I can move on. Well, the thing is, she wakes up the next morning, and it appears to be her birthday again. Amanda is stuck in this time loop of sorts. Her birthday keeps repeating itself over and over and over again. Amanda's the only one that notices this birthday keeps happening. Everyone else seems to think it's the first time every time. How is she going to get out of it, and why is it happening? Read 11 Birthdays to find out more. From the Desk of Zoe Washington by Janae Marks is in realistic fiction and also in your classroom collection books. So while we may not have multiple copies down here in the library, it is one that you could ask your ELA teacher to get a hold of for you. We can take a look at the book trailer for more about this fantastic story. I wanted to mention that a unique thing about the writing of this story is that it is written as not only a novel, but also as letters. There are letters being written throughout the story that are included as part of the book. So that was a style choice made on the part of the author. Zoe, though, isn't really sure what to write. She is a writer herself, but for once she doesn't know exactly what she wants to write, because what on earth can a girl say to her dad, who she's never met, hasn't heard of until a letter arrives on her 12th birthday, and who's been in prison for a crime? Although he does say this is a crime that he never committed. Let's take a look at the book trailer.
This is Mongolia, and we are Nada. The only company in the world who's created a premium one.
Zoe has a plan. That is to be a contestant on the Kids Bake Challenge show on Food Network. Her parents even arranged an internship with a local bakery to prove she's serious. The pressure is on since she's not talking with her best friend Trevor, but things get even more complicated when she gets a letter from her father Marcus. He is in jail for a terrible crime, but he says he's innocent. Soon Zoe goes on a journey to the past for clues to the truth. What she will find will change her family forever. Find out what happens in From the Desk of Zoe Washington by Janae Marks. This realistic fiction is
If you like a realistic book that has a mystery component, this would be a great story for you to pick up. Storm Runners by Roland Smith is a fast-paced, very quick reading adventure. This is a story that, gosh, I don't even know how many pages this book is, but it's a very skinny book. And it's perfect for those that love weather elements, that love that idea of chasing storms. And this is the first in a series by Smith. Chase is the main character, and it's a perfect name for him because he and his dad are storm runners, people who race across the country chasing after huge storms. They look on the Weather Channel. They listen to the radio. They are after hurricanes and tornadoes and floods. They try to find out when are those going to occur, and then they drive toward those storms instead of away from them. Anywhere bad weather is striking, they're not going to be far behind. But when the hurricane of the century hits, Chase finds himself in really a situation that is more dangerous than even he or his father could have imagined. Again, if you like something that is a quick page turner, it's got short chapters, and if you've ever been someone, somebody standing outside when there is a huge storm going on, if you like to watch the storms, if you like, tracking that information on your phone, this would be such a great book for you because you're going to love finding out exactly what happens with Chase and his dad. Stranger with My Face by Lois Duncan has such an interesting premise. I don't want to tell you too much about this book because it's really one of those mysteries that you have to unravel yourself. Let me just say that our main character, Lori, finally feels like she has everything a 16-year-old girl could ever want. She's had this amazing summer. She's got this great boyfriend until her boyfriend insists that he saw her out with another guy. And he gets really upset with her. And the thing is, Lori, first of all, would never be out with somebody else. She's very devoted to her boyfriend. She also doesn't know how it could be possible that she was out with someone else because she's been homesick. And yet her boyfriend is insistent. Lori, I saw you out. I know you were there. I know what you look like. It was you. You were with him. I'm positive. This is what's going on. Well, then more mysterious sightings convince Lori that somebody is out there who looks just like her. I'm going to leave that right there and let you find out who exactly might look just like Lori and why they might be finding themselves in that same area. I'm not going to say any more. Lois Duncan writes a fantastic mystery story, and you might want to find out who the stranger is with Lori's face. Last but not least, this one was so popular at our book fair, and we've got copies in the library now, so I wanted to mention it again in case you didn't get a chance to buy your own, or if you wanted to read it in the library, be sure to put this one on hold. Escape from Chernobyl by Andy Marino is a nice short historical fiction read about the true event happening back on April 26, 1986. I don't think I could do as great a job sharing about this book as the book trailer does, so I'm going to go ahead and show you that again.
Radiation. The invisible enemy. A little won't hurt you. But in 1986, there was an accident at the Chernobyl nuclear power plant. Imagine you were there as the nuclear reactor leaked radiation into the air, into your body. You can't hide. It's everywhere. Every minute you stay decreases your chance of survival. You need to escape before it's too late.
If that book is one that sounded good to you, be sure, again, either to check it out from the library or put it on hold so that we can get you a copy as soon as possible. Escape from Chernobyl by Andy Marino. That takes care of our book fair today. If one of these books sounded great to you, you could add it to your reading list for a later time. You could see if we've got it down on the shelves. You could use your iPad to put it on hold. Just a reminder that you have lots of other books written down from previous book talks, or you might just want to search up on our Destiny Discover catalog, all kinds of other great books to read. Of course, you can always visit the library too. Take a look at our displays, take a look at books that are on top of the shelves, ask friends and classmates and teachers for recommendations, or stop down if you have a little extra time and ask me for some ideas as well. Thanks so much for your attention. Happy reading.